Good morning.
Good morning.
Save Our Streams is 50 years old this year. And that is certainly something to celebrate. Would you all agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Glad you all are awake this morning. Today is the perfect time to reflect on that legacy as we plan for the future of Save Our Streams and the Clean Water Challenge. People across the country, chapters included, have been engaging with their local streams. It originated as more of an adopt-a-stream program way back in the day, where folks would, adopt a section of their stream and make sure it stayed clean and they were the watchdogs of that stream. Moving forward, Save Our Streams had an emphasis on building an understanding and awareness for water quality issues. So you see that example with the water wagon. Chapters even took on individual restoration projects for their adopted stream. They really went above and beyond. It's not enough just to pick up the trash. They wanted to make sure that stream was as good as it possibly could be. Truly going above and beyond. This dedication to Save Our Streams evolved into groups doing biological monitoring across the country. Stream monitoring for volunteers in the U.S. is what it is today because of the League and our Save Our Streams program. Our protocol was adapted to fit many states and many other volunteer groups, so even if you're doing a different protocol in a different region, you may notice that it's really similar to Save Our Streams, and that's because of the legacy that we have built over the last 50 years. Chapters involved in SOS have developed a sense of community around their local streams, just like you have developed a sense of community around your local chapters. SOS volunteers develop this sense of place and pride for their waterways, something that I think you all still have today. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Perfect. Still listening and still awake. So with the Clean Water Challenge today, where are we going? It's an ambitious goal to monitor 100,000 stream sites by 2022 and improve water quality across the country. We're not just monitoring to monitor, we want to see a marked improvement in that water quality. The Clean Water Challenge has taken the previously local initiatives of Save Our Streams and given them a national scope. We are trying to do more with more people all over the country. We've had a training surge. We've trained over 700 monitors in 16 states over 2.5 years. And a lot of you in this room were instrumental in making that happen. We've been crowdsourcing for Clean Water Challenge engagement. We recognize that our membership is not enough to meet this lofty goal. We need more people. We need more people on the ground, and we need to find creative ways to engage them. So we used platforms like Stream Selfie to get people out taking pictures of their local streams. We evolved then to Salt Watch, where we send chloride test strips to people who sign up for our Salt Watch campaign. This takes crowdsourcing a step further because it gets people actually in their streams, monitoring for that chloride and seeing what road salt can truly do to their water quality. This year, out of the almost 500 Salt Watch kits we sent out, we got 340 total submissions back in 17 different states and 39 different watersheds, mostly in the Mid-Atlantic and the Midwest. So that's another achievement, and that is all data going towards the Clean Water Challenge. We have expanded our network of trainers, so we now have some volunteer trainers across the country, 5 new ones. A couple of them are in this room. Can you please stand? Our trainers.
Oh.
Absolutely.
And with that expansion, we also have state-of-the-art data solutions. So we're engaging for folks beyond Save Our Streams as well, just like our historic Iowa water data that we uploaded into the Clean Water Hub just this past week. So you can see that there. We had about 400 Save Our Stream stations in the Clean Water Hub, and then with that legacy Iowa water data that we're giving a home to, now we're up to over 4,000. So we're truly using the hub for what it needs to be, a hub for volunteers to display their data, Save Our Streams or otherwise. And yet, our monitoring rate has a lot to be desired. So of all those people that we have trained over the last 2.5 years, only about 15% are actually out monitoring. Now I know a lot of those people, I understand it's been a very wet year. I want you to stay safe. Don't get in your stream if it's, up to here. However, there are things that we can do better to make sure that we are bringing in these partners and these new people we are training and making sure they're comfortable and excited to get out and monitor for Save Our Streams and for our Clean Water Challenge. So I was thinking about that. How do we get these people engaged? What truly makes a community? And I had an example from my life that I thought, may help resonate and put this in perspective for some folks. So crowdsourcing gets the ball rolling, Stream Selfie gets people involved, but what keeps them around? So before I came to the league, I was living in Philadelphia and working in Philadelphia, and then I, found a position at the league and had to move back down to the DC region. And with that is that, you have to develop a new homestead, find your new people. And so I was trying to think of things to do to keep myself entertained in my non-working hours. So I actually found the Earth Treks rock climbing gym in Rockville, which is where I live. And just like Stream Selfie or Saltwatch, I found it on the internet. I signed up to take a class, and then I needed to get certified. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds just like Save Our Streams. So I showed up to the rock gym, I took a class, and then I got belay certified. So that essentially means whoever is on the ropes, I make sure they don't fall to the ground, right? Important things in rock climbing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that fun. Not very many people would do it. But what kept me around? It's not the rock climbing. I'm terrified of rock climbing. You are very high in the air, even when you're inside. You are only strung up by a rope. And you are completely dependent on whoever is on the other end of that rope to make sure you don't fall 60 feet to your death. It is horrifying. And yet, something about that community is what kept me around. It wasn't the actual action. The monitoring isn't necessarily what's going to keep everybody around. Yes, it's great fun for a lot of people, but others, they need more. They need that sense of community, and they need that friendliness and that open-mindedness from us, the experts in the field, to make sure that they are feeling welcome and they're comfortable and they can get the practice they need to truly make an impact. So, my first time back at the gym, part of their shtick is they do this training and then you get certified and then they give you like 2 free weeks to really hook you in because they know the people in the gym and they know that they're friendly and they're open-minded. So upon my first day back, there was like a bake sale and I was bombarded and fed cookies and everybody got my phone number and I was texted and hounded and told to come back despite my aggressive fear of rock climbing, to the point where I get leg shakes on the wall, not because of exertion, I'm terrified. It is. It's a good workout though, there's always that going for it. But their friendliness and open-mindedness, their care, their relentlessness, they hounded me. They wanted to make sure I was comfortable, they wanted to make sure I was accepted, and they kept me coming back even though I was very clearly the weakest link in that climbing group. They also trusted me, which is a lot to ask for when you're belaying somebody and they're on the wall and they don't even know you, when you're 60 feet in the air. So that trust is truly instrumental in building a strong team. You need to trust your people that they can get the job done. And we also need to trust other people to get the job done because we can't all do it ourselves. 100,000 streams is a lot of streams. And the folks in this room aren't going to get that done, despite what Steve says about monitoring 10,000 streams by himself. I trusted them to belay me and not let me fall, but more importantly, they trusted me to do the same for them. So with that comes success, comes perseverance. Everybody is going to fail, but we keep coming back and trying harder and getting more people involved. So I urge you all to take this perspective to all things you do with your chapter, especially Save Our Streams, moving forward for the Clean Water Challenge. The same lessons can be applied to hunting, fishing, and monitoring mentorship. You wouldn't expect somebody to take an 8-hour hunting course and then just go out and do it all themselves, would you?
No.
Tim Reed would. All right. So, people need more than that. They need more support and they need more practice. And the same applies for Save Our Streams. So, lessons learned. 50 years of Save Our Streams. What can we take away from this? Find your trusted champions on the ground. You cannot spread the word alone. We can't all do it alone. That's why we have our volunteer trainers and our new staff and coordinators to fuel and expand our program and provide you all the support that you need to help you do that. Trust your volunteers. If you have new people showing up to monitor, give them what they need to succeed. And sometimes that is just a pat on the back and a support system. Tap into your volunteer strengths and express gratitude. Sometimes 2 words, thank you, is really all you need to keep somebody around. It's the easiest thing to do, to express gratitude to your volunteers, and yet sometimes it's the first thing that's forgotten. Tap into different skill sets. Not everybody is a bug person, as much as I would like you all to be. Somebody might be a coordinator. They don't want to go out in the stream, but they want to make the calls. They want to get the gang together. Some people, they have a great garage that can handle your equipment. Climate controlled, the chemical stuff will stay good. You need something like that. Otherwise, who knows what's going to happen to your chemical equipment. Some people, they like dealing with the numbers. They don't want to do the bugs, but they will handle those data sheets. They will get them in the hub. So make sure that you're looking at people and you're looking at their strengths rather than their weaknesses to really build your team. And this one is really resonating with me with the struggle to get some Save Our Streams data into our hub this year. Document, document, document. Make sure that if somebody is hanging on to those data sheets, that they are submitting them if you're out there sampling. Make sure you're sending us pictures of what you're doing. Make sure you're sharing your story so that other folks will want to be involved. If you're keeping it all to yourself, that information, that valuable experience is going to disappear with you. So make sure that you are spreading that around and sharing the love. So, we have some goals for League staff by Convention 2020, so the next year. We're going to host 2 additional Training the Trainer workshops. We're really going to expand that network. So hopefully there's going to be more folks next year standing up in this room saying they have the skills to train new folks, but also different trainers and different partner organizations so we can truly expand our network. We're going to incorporate 3 to 5 new protocols in the Clean Water Hub. So it's a true hub so that we are showing off volunteer data from across the country beyond Save Our Streams so we can really share that network and empower those volunteers. We are going to facilitate and assist with adoption of 200 new stream sites by monitors who are already trained. So we are going to help you all go above and beyond, as you always have. And we are going to train at least 300 new volunteer monitors beyond the network that we've already trained. So we keep expanding that. That's excluding those trainers. That's just our staff. And then we are going to establish a network of mentors to assist with new monitors. So really, providing that trusting, caretaking, friendly role that monitors need who are trained but don't necessarily have the experience and the comfortability to get out there on their own. So we're going to help build that mentorship capacity. And not surprising, I took the liberty of making some goals for you all as well.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, I challenge you all, if you have a Save Our Streams chairperson, to have that person take on that mentorship role. If you do not have a Save Our Streams chair, designate somebody to do that. Somebody who's truly going to go above and beyond the title, and really be that home for volunteers in their region. 2, chapters with prior training monitor at least 2 new stream sites. Or 3, if you haven't gone out and monitored yet. Had to throw in that caveat as well. So really getting out there and expanding and leading by example for the Clean Water Challenge. 3, chapters participate in 1 outreach event to promote Save Our Streams with the Clean Water Challenge. That can be anything. That could be an event at your chapter, that can be at a state fair, that can be for a youth group. That is up to you. But if we are going to meet this Clean Water Challenge, we are going to have to expand. And I think you all recognize that and can see that. And 4, stream monitoring teams bring out 2 new volunteers to each monitoring event. Even if they're not trained, even if they're new, even if you don't know them. It's about expanding and opening our arms to make sure that we are accepting folks to bring them into the Clean Water Challenge to truly expand that network. But don't worry, we're gonna help. So we have new staff. Zach is in the back there. He's been making the rounds, so I'm sure he's met a bunch of you. But he's our new Iowa-based Save Our Streams coordinator. We also have a new Save Our Streams coordinator in the Mid-Atlantic. That's Rebecca. And they are going to work in their regions, and then we will expand beyond those regions as well to help coordinate those monitoring efforts and assist with that training. We are going to help you outreach to engage new partners in your SOS initiative. This is another reason why you need to share what you're doing so we can help you promote that. We love nothing more than to brag about the success of our chapters and you all in this room. But if we don't know what's going on because you haven't told us, it makes it really hard to brag. So help us brag about you, please. We will be doing continual Clean Water Hub updates to include new protocols, especially important for chapters who do other types of monitoring. I know some folks in this room are heavily involved in different initiatives, special types of monitoring for their regional issues. And we recognize that, and that is certainly valuable. And we want to give you a home in the Clean Water Hub as well. If you need support, please make sure to ask us. We can't read your minds, and we would love nothing more than to help you all succeed. So shoot us an email, give us a call, and we will do what we can to support you all in the Clean Water Challenge. And I will just end with Dottie, the not neatest dog. Dottie's on the left. And I would urge you all, as an immediate action that you all can take right now to help us with our policy initiatives, with the Clean Water Challenge, with helping protect streams and water quality across the country, to go snap a picture of your small, dry, intermittent, tiny streams so that we can share that these streams are important and that they do flow to the larger waterways and they do impact our water quality. It doesn't have to have an adorable, nice, friendly dog in it. But that's always an added bonus if you do have one of those. So a quick, easy action for you all to take right now. Even if you are experiencing floods that you can't jump in your stream because it'll go over your head, this is something that you can do from the shore as well. So with that, thank you. And make sure you buy some of our 50th anniversary t-shirts. They are great, they fit very nicely. I was wearing one last night, so limited edition, Kelly. Of course, they will not be around forever. Thank you.